Last year, Republicans in Washington finally achieved one of their biggest goals yet, killing Batman. I'm sorry, I meant passing comprehensive tax cuts. Well, it's still too early to tell how these drastic tax cuts could affect schools, infrastructure, and other government projects across the country. One state is ahead of the curve. Mike Rubens has more.
Magical, wondrous Colorado. It's like Wakanda for white people.
Epic vistas, legal weed, red rocks, non-Nazi Aryans, legal weed.
A centrist governor who will maintain earnest eye contact while playing the guitar. But most importantly,
Colorado's economy is booming.
Home to the country's lowest unemployment rate.
Yes, Colorado is perfect. The end. I'm just messing with you. This is Full Frontal.
So the economy's booming. What's the problem?
We don't get to benefit from any of the advantages of growth. We have underfunded schools, unaffordable higher education, student debt that is just crushing people.
We certainly don't have enough money for our transportation infrastructure. We're going to strangle ourselves on our own growth.
All that new business should mean lots of new tax revenue to go around. But a severely restrictive tax law prevents that. So schools and bridges and roads are like, I don't know, what's a good Colorado metaphor? Yeah, like that. How Colorado got in this predicament is freaky.
I am a crazy man.
More on that guy soon. But first, that tax law, which has a really catchy name.
Tabor is the taxpayer's Bill of Rights.
Tabor.
Tabor.
Tobor, the most fantastic creation of man's mind.
Actually, it's Tabor, but look at that fucking robot!
It's an amendment to the state constitution that finally passed about 25 years ago. It says that any tax increase of any kind needs to be voted on by the people of Colorado.
Isn't that a great idea?
If you don't want to raise taxes,
So you're saying that no one will ever vote to raise taxes?
would you?
Of course not. Turns out, asking people to vote to raise their own taxes is like asking dogs to vote in favor of vacuum cleaners.
Tabor has created a situation where the haves do fine, but there's not enough money to share and spread out with the have-nots.
Example, spending for K through 12 education. Colorado has dropped below Mississippi, a word whose origin means underfunded public education. And Tabor can be traced to the obsessive efforts of this former legislator.
Tabor is Douglas Bruce.
Doug Bruce, anti-tax crusader, Mr. Tabor himself.
You ready?
Yep.
Do that one more time.
You mean you want me to get back in the car again?
It's okay.
Come on.
Do the rest
This is
of it.
absurd.
Quick history, it's 1992. After two failed previous attempts, future legislator Doug Bruce, looking sexy, celebrates pushing through the Tabor Amendment.
The liars lost, the people won.
It alters the course of Colorado history.
Doug Bruce has been incredibly influential in the state of Colorado.
There's really no title that could fully describe this. Oh, I guess there is.
Freedom fighter.
That's right. Tax limitation is human liberation. People would be very foolish to say that civil rights just has to do with benefits to black people, Hispanics, blacks, Orientals, whatever.
Is there a little bit of MLK in you?
Well, Martin Luther King and I are both freedom fighters.
Ashley's gonna really like this.
Martin Luther King and I are both freedom fighters.
You gassy conservative Stay Puft marshmallow looking mother.
Let me ask you this. How do we pay for stuff that we share? Street lights, roads.
Well, we don't share them.
We don't share them.
They belong to the government.
But you do
because I
use
don't
it.
own it. So I can't share it with other people. What you're talking about are communal, and it's a word that the derivation of which is commune, which is communism.
Sure, Doug may sound a little fringy,
You are a slave to the government.
but that fringe is now mainstream conservative ideology.
We tax you at 50%, you're half slave, half free.
Taxation is theft. People have been beaten down by the government for a long time.
He didn't pay any federal income tax. So
That makes
if
me
he's
smart.
paid,
No, that makes you a rich asshole. But it's also the guiding spirit of our new national tax bill, which is gonna mostly help Dalmatian snatching caviar vampires like this and leave the rest of us like this. Snow shark!
Is there any doubt in your mind, looking back, that maybe you were wrong?
No?
But people are saying that Tabor.
You're talking to the wrong people. You're talking to the leftists, the collectivists, the sore losers.
Do you see any similarities between the GOP tax plan and Doug Bruce's tax plan?
Well, I think that it's all sort of a sham. What's really going on here is a bunch of people trying to protect their own.
It's greed.
Absolutely, it's greed.
Greed is something Douglas seems to understand. This inexplicably effective lawmaker ended up going to jail for, surprise, tax evasion. There were property fines.
He was a slumlord.
There was an assault charge.
Idiot.
But think of it this way. If someone like Doug could change history, so can we. And Doug may have his calling card, but I've got one of my own.
Okay. I wasn't aware that this proceeding was going to turn into a homosexual encounter.
Just a hug.
I understand.
Fine. If our country can't have a fair tax policy, and I can't have Douglas, I'm just gonna go smoke some legal weed and fuck a robot.
Tobor.